cruise news time. Look, I'm not oblivious to the fact that there's a lot of people doing cruise news, and I'm also not oblivious to the fact that cruise radio's one of the best. But let me tell you this, at this moment, I hate Doug Parker. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. Look, I told you in yesterday's show, I got full-on FOMO, fear of missing out. And then, look, can I just say it? I hate Doug Parker. I know you see him on the screen there with me. He's kind enough to come and talk to us today. But look at this. If I had FOMO yesterday, I got full-on FOMO today. My friend, Doug Parker, it's been about a month since I've seen you when we celebrated the Mardi Gras coming into Port Canaveral. Doug's been on 2 cruises in 2 weeks. Last week he was on the Celebrity Edge. This week he's on the Carnival Horizon. Today he's at Amber Cove. Doug, how are you, my friend? How is life treating you at this moment?
I mean, look behind me. This is pretty much as good as it gets for the past 16 months we've had, you know?
Yes, I don't want to look behind you. Okay, let's go back a week. You went on Celebrity Edge. So you went on the stop it. You just stop it. The very first sailing out of the United States. Tell me what the experience was like on Celebrity Edge. Here's the question everybody wants to know. Is cruising normal? After 15 months, did this feel normal? What were some of the things that didn't feel normal? Talk about that a little bit.
Gosh, you know, it's going to vary from cruise line to cruise line because everyone has different protocols. Like Freedom of the Seas out of Miami right now has totally different protocols than Carnival or Celebrity Edge last week. But it felt completely normal, man. The only thing, and it really wasn't unnormal to me, was in the Ocean View Cafe on Celebrity Edge where they were serving you, which is fine. Everything else was just normal. The muster drill was easier. They have it's e-muster now. So you watch the video on the phone, you listen to the horn blow on the phone, then you check in, they scan your card, ask you have any questions, and then boom, you're done. And your cruise starts. And the cool thing is with that, you don't have to wait until 3:30 to do it like a normal muster drill. You can do it as soon as you walk on board, get checked in, and your cruise is ready to go.
Let me ask you this. So when I was on Adventure of the Seas, like every 5 minutes they had that announcement, please complete the muster, please, for hours. Did it seem like people were completing the muster in a timely fashion on Celebrity, or is there a challenge with this e-muster that people already who didn't really want to go to the muster are straggling along, or do you feel like people really got in there and got it done?
I didn't feel like there was an issue because now you have to remember I was only on a ship with 1,200 people, but there really wasn't. I think maybe there was one announcement on Celebrity. Now I'm on a ship right now, Carnival Horizon behind me, that has close to 3,000 people on it. And there was, like your adventure cruise, there was a lot of announcements, but you know, it was brand new to Royal Caribbean and it's brand new to Carnival. So it makes sense that we're both hearing a lot of announcements. And yeah, that's what I sum it up to.
For me, I got on and I wanted to get it out of the way, right? Because one of those big pain points for cruising for me is the muster. And so I was so excited to I just thought everybody would try to get it out of the way. But I'm assuming there were probably people that maybe waited till the last minute to get it done, which was fine. So Doug, big question. What about social distancing? When I was on Freedom of the Seas, there was a lot of social distancing. They limited the amount of people that could be in the lounges. In the main theater, you could only sit 2 by 2, and then there were reserved seating. Celebrity, they're in the same family as Royal Caribbean. Did you see that level of, now I think I know the answer for Carnival, but for Celebrity, did you see that same social distancing that we experienced on the Adventure of the Seas?
No, and Tony, when I tell you cruising is back to normal, I mean, the only thing, with the exception of them serving you in the Ocean View Cafe, that was all, man. We all enjoyed multiple shows, sitting all together in the comedy club, or the main theater rather. Also, yeah, the theater for the Broadway shows. Eden, which is their venue in the back of the ship. I mean, there was really, again, we were sailing with 99% of the people vaccinated. And I think that 1% was like the kids. So everything was normal, man. I mean, it was just like, and I've said this in so many interviews lately, it was just like we walked off the ship 16 months ago.
Wow. That's exciting. I mean, I felt the same way, really, I did on Adventure of the Seas. There were some things we got served. There was the social distancing, but beyond that, it was very much like normal cruising. We know the protocols are changing by the day. There's a lot going on in the state of Florida with lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. A big question that a lot of viewers have out there is, so you've cruised out of Florida. We know there is some, whether or not you have to show your vaccine card. Did you have to show your vaccine card? How were the cruise lines handling that in Florida?
So on both cruise lines, Celebrity and Carnival, I did have to show my vaccine card at embarkation. Embarkation team actually took a picture with it on their camera, and I just walked on the ship. But from what I understand, how it is right now, they can ask you if you're vaccinated. You don't have to tell them, but if you don't tell them, if you don't answer them, they can treat you like you're unvaccinated. So, for instance, on Royal Caribbean or you don't tell them, or even you forget your card at the house, you're still treated as unvaccinated because they need the actual card until there's some kind of system developed, I guess. So you'll charge, like on Celebrity, it's like $176 extra you have to pay for the testing at the end of the cruise, just to make sure you're safe. Royal Caribbean, a little cheaper, I think $136, but you'll be charged there. As far as Carnival, we had to do a health declaration form on the computer before we came in, or on our phone, which basically said we were under the penalty of law, we're not lying, and all this stuff. So I'm assuming, I'm still waiting on guidance from that as well, from Carnival, from their higher ups to tell me what exactly goes on if you say you're not vaccinated at the pier. From what I'm being told, you can be denied boarding, but I'm still waiting for clarification.
Let me go just a little further. On the cruise that you're on Horizon, we know that they're sailing at 95% vaccinated, 5% unvaccinated. I haven't been able to discern from the protocols whether the unvaccinated have to mask up on this cruise, or are they following a guidance that since there's so few people that are unvaccinated, they don't have to wear them? Is there any masking for anybody on that Carnival ship?
Now, as far as I know, and because there's so few people doing it, I don't know if, like, I know on Freedom of the Seas, they're giving wristbands for people to wear. I haven't seen any of that on this ship, but then again, we're also sailing with close to 3,000 people. They are recommending that you do it. If it's being enforced, I'm actually still waiting on an answer for that as well. But it seems like, yeah, there's 95% vaccinated on the ship right here. So, yeah, I wish I could. When I find out, I'll let you know.
What about the crew members? Are they still masking up on Celebrity and on Carnival? Hey, let me jump in real quick. Are you enjoying this conversation with Doug Parker? If so, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel right here. I got more of this kind of content coming. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on anything. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps me out. Thank you in advance. Back to Doug.
Yeah, so the crew members are still wearing it. And that's just erring on the side of caution, whether they're green, yellow, or red in the CDC's color chart. They still are wearing them. And I don't know if that's just for consumer confidence or if they still have to wear them. Again, a lot of things that aren't clear right now. But right now on both ships, and Freedom of the Seas too, out of Miami, they're actually masking up too.
Cruising started back up. You were on the Celebrity Edge on its first cruise. You're really on Carnival's first cruise. What's it like to cruise with the celebrities? Did you rub elbows with Richard Fain? I know you know John Heald a little bit. Did you get to see John Heald? And what's the atmosphere like with all of the cruise dignitaries bringing cruising back?
Yeah, I had dinner with Richard the very first night in Blue on Celebrity Edge, and. You know what? I got to give it to you. He's very transparent. He's been this whole time with his videos he's done every week. And I mean, he's just as authentic when you're watching him on the video as you're sitting right next to him at a dinner table. I mean, he was answering every question we were asking because he said he believes in being authentic and 100% transparency. And he was. And I actually went up to his suite to do an interview with him, one-on-one. And I'm going to ask you a tough question. He's like, you can ask me whatever you want and I'll give you an answer. If I can't, I'm not going to answer it. But I'm going to give you as much as I know because things are changing so much. So, yeah, it was cool actually being able to see what a real person is because we've only seen him on YouTube over the past 18 months, really.
Yeah, I tell you what, I appreciate all the leadership that exists in the cruise space, but I really appreciated the fact that Richard Fain would get out there and make those videos. And I really appreciate you saying that in person he's as authentic as on those videos because that really came through on the video. So that was pretty cool. And then did you get to talk to John Heald at all after he went through his challenge trying to get over to the U.S.?
Yeah, so he talked about it a little bit in the Q&A yesterday, but I'm actually doing a sit-down with him at 7 o'clock tonight, just after we sail away. I think we sail at 6. So Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking for that. Okay, everybody, this is Doug Parker. If you don't know him, probably the premier cruise podcast in the world, Cruise Radio. You got the website, cruiseradio.net. And then also you can get daily news briefs every morning on YouTube, on the Cruise Radio YouTube channel. So make sure you go check out Doug. Doug, I might hate you in this moment, but I'll get over it. I'm actually very happy for you. I'm glad that you're cruising again. You know, it was a long dry run for so many of us, and I'm so excited to see a lot of my cruising friends back on the high seas. Thank you for taking a few moments out of your day there at Amber Cove to talk with us and talk with the people here in the audience. We sure do appreciate it.
That's very sweet, Tony. And before I go, I do want to give you just one more shot of the ship. So let me back out of the frame here.
Oh, I've seen it enough. I'm trying to touch it. Appreciate you, Doug. Thanks a lot. Have a great cruise and safe travels as you get your way back to the U.S. Well, so grateful to talk to Doug, I guess. No, I'm glad Doug's having a good time. I appreciate him taking the time. Just a reminder, everything we just talked about, protocols-wise, man, it could change in a moment. We know that the rules that are in place right now are just for July. All the cruise lines are going to be talking August protocols, but it's good to know what's going on in cruising right now. Another big thanks to Doug Parker. Make sure you check him out in all the places. You heard Doug. What do you think? Does this sound like good cruising? Does this sound like normal cruising? Would you do this type of cruising? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching the show today. Please show your support by hitting the like button, or I'm going to cause your snorkel mask to fog up while you're swimming. I don't care if you spin in it. This is Tony with Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.